We're in the village of Venjan in the county of Dalarna, Sweden. The forests here are home to elk, deer, bears, wolves, and many other animals. This area is historically and culturally interesting, as it was hit hard by starvation in the 1800s. Many people immigrated to America as a consequence of that. The ones that stayed had to be very strong and creative to survive. Hunting was an important way to provide food for their families. These hunting skills and traditions have been passed from generation to generation, right down to the present day. Today, we'll be hunting elk with T-Berget hunting team, one of 5 local hunting teams. Elk is mainly hunted with dogs. The dogs find and drive the elks towards a line of shooters positioned in strategic places. These places are carefully chosen based on the natural paths that animals follow through the forest. Well-trained dogs and a good knowledge of the area are critical for success. Most team members have hunted in these forests since they were small, following their parents and grandparents out on hunting trips. It's truly a privilege to participate in this hunt and learn how the Venjaners hunt elk.
Okay, we're off hunting. It's 10 to 8 in the morning, sun is like about to go up. Car is packed full of equipment. And the first thing that happens is the morning gathering, where the hunting team comes together. The hunting leader decides where we're going and who's going with who. Then there's like 4 people that are like responsible to sort of get the group you're part of to a certain place and put out the shooters or the hunters. Okay, so we've had a morning meeting, and it was a morning meeting with a lot of talking. The Venjaners are people with few words. They've been hunting in these areas for hundreds of years, in generations really, and people have sort of been in these forests and in these spots for so long, so they know exactly where to go. So when the hunting leader comes, he can say one word, Svartbäcken, and then everybody can just go to the cars, drive out, and then they just sort of know exactly what that means and what will happen, etc. For a beginner, that might actually be a hurdle, because you have no clue of where you're going, who you're going behind, and where you will sit. So it does take a certain level of I would say I don't know, courage to sort of break through that, because you really have to ask and get sort of the information you need. And then you just get out there and it goes really, really quick. There's another really, I think, fantastic sort of thing. Venjan has its own language. So it's 380 or 90 people living permanently in the village, and they have preserved a dialect which is like its own language. If they speak 100% Venjan, guaranteed a normal Swede from sort of not around here, they will not understand a word of what they're talking. So when you do get together in these meetings, again, that's also one of the things you need to really, first of all, be humble and learn, try to understand, but when you really don't, actually ask. So that's also one of the things of being part of this, which I think is fantastic. And then talk about the radio. You will see later that we all sit with radios, and then shooting starts, animals start to run around, and then they start to speak to each other, and they speak in Venjan because they get a bit excited. It's like a completely foreign language. So it is a journey to sort of become part of this, and it's actually really one of the fantastic experiences in a way. This is genuine, you know, hunt where people have been hunting here for generations. They don't hunt because it's fun to hunt. They hunt because it's how they bring in their meat for the next 6 months, and because they've always hunted. It's part of their DNA. It's not like city people, you know, they sort of buy a gun and then they go out and hunt recreationally. That's not at all what this is about. And it's fantastic. It's to me, I mean, real hunting. These forests are super big. It's no guarantees that you will see an animal. If you go out without dogs, you can walk around here for a week and don't see a squirrel. If you move in the wrong way, in the wrong sort of, you know, behave in the wrong way, and sort of, you know, don't really know how to walk through the forest without disturbing the animals. So, real hunting.
Du går där nu. Jag kan följa med. Ja. Och så där uppe sen ser det som en lysa upp i. Det är en traktorväg som går upp i det täta. Där går du in och sätter dig.
Okay. Och så skjuter vi längs traktorvägen.
Ja, du kan skjuta längs traktorvägen.
Ja, så.
Och så.
Det är som en vit björk där.
Ja.
Ja. Den där.
Ja. Jag ska gå.
Du ser en vit björk.
Ja, där. Om du är där, då ser du i traktorvägen. Jag kan hänga med fram en bit. Lite stycken. Ja,
det är björken.
Ja, men jag kan följa med så att det ser bättre.
I learned that the first thing to do when coming out into the forest is to make sure you're in the right spot. You should know where the other shooters are and in which general direction you should be aiming. Secondly, you should take away all the branches that block your view or that get in the way of a clear shot. It's also important to make all the noises you need to make as soon as possible so you can settle in and start to listen and observe.
So we've now come to our place here. The first thing I always do is to clean the barrel of my gun to make sure that nothing has fallen in there. I'm walking through the forest and the brush. So I use a boar snake and I just clean the gun. And now many will of course wonder, so why did you have a bullet in the barrel walking to the place? Because on many hunts, in many teams, you're not allowed to load your gun until you're actually at the spot. But so few today, and we are the only people in this spot, and there's like a mountain around us, more or less. The team leader allowed us to, as soon as we step off the road and started to walk through the forest, we were allowed to actually shoot an animal if we saw one. Now we didn't see one, so coming to the spot, the first thing I do is to make sure the barrel is free. This is the real hunting, the Swedish fika. The Swede will not survive without the fika, which is coffee and a bun or something, around 10 o'clock before lunch. And then there's another fika around 2 between lunch and dinner, very regularly and every day, even if you're out in the forest. Otherwise, we die. I really like to know the ranges around us. So when we come to a spot and when things sort of settle in, I always try to measure the distance to different objects so that I know if we see an animal later, how far off it is and how to shoot. The distances we normally shoot is actually quite short, preferably under 100 meters. But as you guys see, I love to shoot with a tripod. Many of the older guys don't like that because it's sissy. But to be honest, to me, a clean shot is what's most important. And it also allows you to shoot on longer distances. So if I have an animal in range with a tripod where I can shoot with support, I'll definitely take a shot if the animal stands still 200 meters, maybe 250. Without support, never. Then, maybe 80, 90 meters max. The Swedish elks are almost always running when you hunt in this way because they have a dog after them, so you have to be able to shoot the animal while it's moving, and with brushes and forest around it, you also have to get a clean shot. So if it's moving, it's actually max 100 meters, otherwise there's a too big risk that you actually either hit bad or miss totally. And you don't want to do that. That's very, very important.
Fantastically beautiful morning though, so sunny and clear. Now you can tell me because I want to ask anyway. What did they say? We're going to the slakteri.
Yeah, we're on the way to the slaughterhouse.